Family. We all have them, and whether or not we get along, that's a different story. Love them or hate them, they're still your family. Watch today's video as I show you all of the English vocabulary related to the family. Welcome back to Dynamic English. My name is Jesse, and before we get started, I just want to remind you to click that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications so you don't miss out on our new content. So this is you, and you have parents, a mother and a father, or a mom and a dad. Maybe you also have two siblings. Siblings is the word we use to refer to brother or sister. In this situation, let's imagine that you have one brother and one sister. There are three of you. If you have two siblings, don't say, "we are three." If you say, "we are three," that literally means you are 3 years old. Instead, you would want to say, "there are three of us." Now, back to your mother and father. Your mother and father each have a mother and a father. These are your grandparents, your grandfather or your grandmother, or more simply, grandpa or grandma. Now, your grandparents also have parents. These would be your great-grandparents. And the parents of your great-grandparents will be your great-great-grandparents. The parents of your great-great-grandparents are considered your great-great-great-grandparents. So let's look at the rule of G. For each G, or great, that we see, that will represent one generation of separation between you and that relative. So for example, great-great-grandparents will mean 3 generations separate you from your great-great-grandparents. Just a quick break. If you're enjoying the content of this video and learning some new vocabulary about your family, why not contact us here at Dynamic English to take one of our courses? We offer individual and group courses, all with flexible schedules and all with native English-speaking teachers. So why not become part of our family? Okay, now back to you and your siblings, and your parents' siblings, and your grandparents' siblings. Your grandparents' siblings are considered your great-aunt or great-uncle. Your parents' siblings are simply your aunt or your uncle. Quick tip. I often hear Spanish speakers confuse the word tía and tío with uncle or aunt. But one quick rule you can remember is that tía ends with an A, and aunt begins with an A. So, let's imagine that your father's sister has a child. That child is now your cousin. Your aunt has your cousin. Note that cousin in English is unisex. So while in Spanish you have prima and primo, in English we just have cousin, whether it's a boy or a girl. Now back to you and your siblings. Let's imagine that your brother is going to get married. Before he marries, his wife-to-be will be his fiancée. After the marriage, she will become his wife. Once your brother and his wife have children, you can have a nephew or a niece. Nephew is used for boys, while niece is used for girls. Please note that fiancé refers to a bride or a groom. It simply means the person that you are going to marry. But it doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman, it's all fiancé. Whenever your brother gets married to his new wife, she then becomes your sister-in-law. Now let's imagine that your sister is married, and that man becomes your brother-in-law. Whenever you get married, you will then have a mother-in-law and a father-in-law, or simply put, in-laws. The person you marry is called your spouse or your partner. Now back over to your aunt. If your aunt marries someone, they will be your uncle by marriage. Now let's imagine that your mother and your father divorce, and your mother remarries to another man while your father remarries another woman. Let's imagine that that woman has 2 children from a previous marriage. These children now become your step-brother and step-sister, while your father's new wife becomes your step-mother. Meanwhile, your mom's new husband will become your stepfather, and his parents will become your step-grandparents. So after the divorce, your parents become exes, ex-wife or ex-husband. Quick tip. I often hear people with more than one child say something like, "I have 3 childrens." However, this is incorrect. The word children is already plural and doesn't require an S. 1 child, 2 children. All right, that's all the time I have for today. I need to get back to my family. If you enjoyed this video, don't be the black sheep of your family and stick around and watch a few more. And be sure to leave us a comment below about the craziest family member you have.